Welcome to Lingua Wire English A2. Today we have two stories. One is about a new ceasefire deal between the US and Iran. The other is about NASA's Artemis 2 mission to the moon. Please follow us so you can practice English every day with the latest episode. For transcripts and comprehension quizzes, visit linguawire.com. I am here with Sarah, Lingua Wire's international politics correspondent. Sarah, what happened with the US and Iran?
Hello, Daniel. The US and Iran agreed on a 2-week ceasefire. This means they stop fighting for 2 weeks. It started on April 7th. The goal is to have more talks and try to make a longer peace deal.
What is new about this ceasefire now? Has something changed?
Yes, Daniel. The new thing is that President Trump agreed to stop attacks just before a deadline. He said if they did not agree, the US would attack Iran's energy and transport systems. But now, both sides agreed to pause and talk.
Why did this happen? Why did Iran agree to the ceasefire?
It is not very clear why Iran agreed, but some say President Trump's strong words scared them. He said a whole civilization will die tonight if they did not stop. This is a very strong and unusual threat from a US president.
Why does this ceasefire matter to the world?
It matters a lot. The deal stops a big war for now. It also helps lower the price of oil, which went above $100 per barrel before. Now the price dropped below $100. This is good for many countries that buy oil.
What could happen next, after these 2 weeks?
The US and Iran will have more talks to try to make a permanent peace deal. But the talks could be difficult. The world is watching if they can really stop fighting for a long time.
Is there anything surprising or unusual about this story?
Yes. The strong words from President Trump are very unusual. Also, the ceasefire came very close to the time when attacks would start. It was a last-minute deal. This shows how tense the situation was.
How did the markets react to this ceasefire news?
After the deal, the price of oil went down below $100 per barrel. Also, US stock futures went up. This shows that investors feel better about the future now.
What does this ceasefire mean for the US president's credibility?
The ceasefire helped President Trump avoid a big attack. But some people think it may hurt his credibility because he made strong threats and then stopped. It is a difficult situation for him.
Now I am with Adam, Lingua Wire's science correspondent. Adam, what is the latest news about NASA's Artemis 2 mission?
Hello, Daniel. Artemis 2 launched on April 1st and has done very well so far. The rocket and spaceship are working perfectly with people on board. This is the first time NASA tested the Orion capsule with astronauts inside.
What is new about this mission now? Has it passed important tests?
Yes, Daniel. The mission passed every major test in the first 6 days. The astronauts Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen are safe and the spacecraft is working well. This gives hope for future moon missions.
Why is this mission important for NASA and space exploration?
It is important because NASA wants to send people to the moon again by 2028. This mission shows if the technology and crew are ready. NASA also wants to launch rockets more often, not just every 3 years. This is a big change.
What could happen next after Artemis 2?
If Artemis continues to do well, NASA will plan the next missions. The goal is to land humans on the moon again soon. It will be the first moon landing in over 50 years. It could bring new science and discoveries.
Is there anything interesting or surprising about this mission?
Yes, Daniel. NASA said they must stop treating rockets like works of art. They want to build and launch rockets faster and more often. This is a new way for NASA to work, and it is surprising for some people.
How did NASA learn from previous missions?
NASA said launching a rocket every 3 years is not good enough. They want to launch rockets more often to improve and learn faster. This is a new approach for NASA.
What does this mission mean for the astronauts on board?
This is the first time astronauts are inside the Orion capsule during a mission. It shows the spacecraft is safe for people. The crew's success gives hope for future space travel.
Let's look at some useful words from our first story about the US and Iran ceasefire. The theme is peace and conflict. First word, ceasefire. This means a stop to fighting or war for a time. In the story, it means the US and Iran agreed to stop fighting for 2 weeks. Example: the soldiers agreed to a ceasefire to talk about peace. Second word, negotiations. This means talks between people or countries to solve problems. In the story, the US and Iran will have negotiations to try to make a permanent peace deal. Example: the 2 countries started negotiations to end their disagreement. Third word, deadline. This means the last time to do something. In the story, President Trump had a deadline at 8 p.m. to make a deal or start attacks. Example: I have a deadline tomorrow to finish my homework. Now, for our second part, we will learn a useful phrase from the second story about Artemis II. The phrase is, pass every major test. This means to succeed in all the important checks or exams. You use it when something works well in all important parts. Example: the new phone passed every major test before it was sold. Another example: the student passed every major test to get her diploma. This phrase helps you talk about success in difficult or important challenges. Try to use this phrase when you want to say something or someone did very well in a test or challenge. That is all for today's language recap. Follow Lingua Wire for the latest daily episode and build your daily language habit with us.